It is a very crazy market to be a buyer in right now. So, what are some creative ways to get your offer accepted or at least stand out in a sea of other offers and buyers that are trying to do the exact same thing? So, one could be an escalation clause. This kind of goes hand in hand with price, but you can say, I'm going to offer X with an escalation clause up to X in increments of 5,000, 10,000 above the highest offer to that point. So if you're offering at 400,000 and your escalation clause is up to 450 in the increment of 5,000, any offer that's above 400 your offer will automatically increase by 5,000 up until that 450 point, and then that's your highest. Another one could be shortening an inspection period. That's a pretty common one. We know that we can get inspectors in quickly. If you're working with a realtor who has inspectors on their side, they should know a day that they can come in, whether that's in 2 days, 1 day, whatever it is, and they should let the selling side know, because that's really advantageous to already know we have shortened our inspection period to only 3 days rather than the official 10. That's pretty common. And I know that we can get my inspector in tomorrow if you accept our offer tonight. Another one is waiving the appraisal contingency. If it's a cash offer, they do not need an appraisal. An appraisal is needed for a financed offer. Some people are waiving them completely because their realtor has told them where the comps are and they have a good idea of where that appraisal is going to come in. Or they put in a stipulation to address a low appraisal if it does come in, where they will say they will completely cover it, they will cover a portion of it, and give an X amount that they are willing to cover above the low appraisal if it comes in below the purchase price. So that's another thing to think about. Another one that I really like is the seller leaseback. There's a lot of sellers out there right now that are selling their home in order to take the profit to buy another home. But in this crazy market, they can't make a contingent offer because it's not competitive. So they want to sell their place, be able to stay in it for a month, 2 months, maybe longer in order to buy a place with a more competitive offer. Offering them to stay in their home after you close can be a very competitive option because they don't have to temporarily move out somewhere for a month or two. So that's a good option. Another one is if you really, really like the property up to a certain point, most loans, unless you're paying above 20%, you are capped at a 60-day leaseback period. So you can't give them more than that. So that is something to consider. When you're putting 20% down or more, you're typically doing an investment property, or that's how much it can be for that loan. So then it doesn't matter because you're probably going to rent it out anyway. This is also another way that cash offers win because they're cash. So a lot of the contingencies are gone at that point, and it's a pretty sure thing. But they can also give a longer lease back than a traditional person putting less than 20% down or that it's owner occupied. So that's something to keep in mind. That's a big competitive factor. But I would always say try to give as much of a lease back as you can, especially if that's something that the seller wants, at least offer it. And I would say give it to them for free. Don't charge them. Because a lot of people use this as something in their tool belt, but a lot of people won't give it for free. That first month, you're not paying a mortgage payment anyway. So you'll just be on the hook for one. Those are some pretty common terms. There are some different ones. Like I said, we will fit them specific to your situation.